I live in Israel. I happen to be here on vacation when I got a phone call from my very dear friend for many years, Harley Lipman, who was very much involved with this organization. And Harley had to go to Israel and asked me to come and speak on his behalf. So I just want to say I'm here first to express gratitude to Harley Lipman for his support of this great organization and for his ongoing support of the State of Israel. Harley Lipman, to those of you who don't know, is a great Zionist. Secondly, I'm here to salute the efforts of Johnny Joey Jones that I just had the pleasure of meeting, and to thank him on behalf of all of us back home for his staunch support of Israel and for his own service to his own country. Because, you know, not so far from here in 1961 took place a very historic meeting between Israel's first Prime Minister, David Ben-Gurion, and the President of the United States, JFK. And at that meeting, JFK put pressure on Ben-Gurion to know, what is it you guys are doing in Dimona? Don't tell me you're producing textile in Dimona. And Ben-Gurion off the cuff said to him, Mr. President, rest assured, Israel will not be the first to introduce nuclear weapons to the Middle East. And this still holds as Israel's policy until this very day. And then JFK responded by saying, Mr. Prime Minister, what can I do for you? Remember, there was a huge age difference. Ben-Gurion was already in his 60s. JFK was in his early 40s. And Ben-Gurion gave him this mythical answer. He said to him, be the best president you can for the United States. That's what you can do for Israel. And the same thing I say to our hero tonight, Johnny Joey Jones. The fact that you served for America makes you a great friend of Israel. I also would like to acknowledge our dear colleague and friend here, Aviram Hasson, who's the head of the Israeli Defense Mission. Many of us, Americans and Israelis, don't know how important his job is. The United States has a program called the Foreign Aid Bill. Those of you who don't know. The foreign aid mechanism is designed to help America's friends. But the way it is being implemented is nothing short of genius. The Americans are providing Aviram with the resources, but they also tell Aviram, you have to purchase the services and the products in America. So it's a system that is self-feeding the American system. And so Aviram's job is to be that pipeline that makes sure that we get the munitions that we need. The airplane parts. You think it's easy to fly 3 hours each direction in a small F-16 cockpit and then get to Iran, highly focused, perform at the highest level, eliminate the most strategic targets on the ground? Do you know the kind of toll it takes on the airplane? Do you know the kind of toll it takes on the pilot? And Aviram's job is to make sure that they get what they need, that they get the munition. And fourthly, and perhaps most importantly, I'm here to express gratitude for President Trump for his support of Israel. For what he did will be remembered in history as one of the greatest things that any American president had done in the Middle East, and let me explain why. And this is something that many Americans don't understand about Israel. And Rabbi, with your permission, and Dr. Frager, with your permission, give me 1 minute to explain, because this is critical. So we all know that in order for your enemy to succeed, this is something that they teach in every basic class about counterterrorism. In order for your enemy to succeed, 3 preconditions have to exist. Your enemy has to be motivated to attack you. Your enemy has to have the weapons to attack you. and your enemy has to have the opportunity to attack you. When you look, for example, at 9/11, Pearl Harbor, 10/7, that's what happened. On 9/11, you had highly motivated Al-Qaeda. The weapons were the airplanes that were weaponized, and the opportunity was the fact that the airports were not guarded well enough. Right? That's the calamity. That's when it happens. Now, countries, societies, and cultures differ on the way they build their defense doctrine. Some countries in the world say, you know what? We understand that there are people motivated to inflict harm on us. We understand that they may even have the weapons, but we are determined to deprive them of the opportunity to attack. So what do? They send scores of secret agents to the street. In Iran, they call them the Basij. Tens of thousands of people that their job is to prevent the opportunity to attack. In most countries, like the United States, the emphasis is put on the ability to deprive the enemy from the weapons to carry out the attack. When you come to the airport in America, they look through your bags. What are they looking for? An object. That's called the smoking gun approach. It's rooted in the American Constitution. Israel is one of the few countries in the world, because of our history of persecution. There's no other people in the world that experienced what the Jewish people experienced. This is something that the Iranians didn't get. They didn't get the memo that after 10/7 we will not tolerate things like that anymore. Israel is one of the few countries in the world that is willing to emphasize the motivation first. When you arrive at the Israeli airport, what do? They ask you 3 questions. What is the purpose of this? Do you know? To assess your mental state and to assess whether you're motivated to attack or not. Israel is willing to punish for motivation. And that's the whole difference between Israel and the rest of the world when it comes to Iran. Israel says the problem with Iran certainly is their ambition to develop nuclear weapons. But the real problem is what they stand for. Because today is nuclear, tomorrow, God forbid, it can be a biological agent. It can be a chemical weapon. It can be anything. If these people mean what they say, and if these people say what they mean, our people that suffered so much throughout history cannot ignore that. And at the moment of truth, my friends, when everybody else was hesitating, President Trump said, I will stand with the right side in this historical junction. And he did the moral thing, and he attacked. And by the way, the question whether the attack eliminated the program or didn't eliminate the program is irrelevant, my friends. It's secondary to the principle, we're going to punish you for your intent. And that's the big thing that happened when President Trump made the decision. And I think Rabbi Katz here is hinting that it's my time to finish. I just wanted to say thank you for all of you for being here and for your ongoing support, and to apologize again on behalf of my friend Harley for not being able to be here. God bless you all, and thank you for all that you do.